Hey, I'm Francie Hattelandi.
And I'm Tony Lander, and you're here on our YouTube.
And we are Equestrian Way of Life. And today we want to talk with you about that the equestrian world gets literally obsessed about outcomes. About how the horse should do things, how it should look, and when it should happen. Like, for example, a very big obsession about how the horse's head neck should be positioned and framed. How the horse's leg should move, how the shoulder in should be exactly this way and there's no other way. The same with the half pass or the collected trot. So this is something we feel like we want to take a couple of minutes to talk with you about that, because for us on our journey, this was something where we felt really that it goes into a bad direction of not feeling good and turning us into a person we did not want to be for our horse.
Absolutely true, and I think there's one more piece to that. It's not just about the task that we're having to mandate for, but there's also then, of course, the time frame. Because once we start to think about the task, that we have to get the task done, then we start to say, okay, now we have to get it done now. Like at C or at B or at X. And with this, it's not just that we're demanding that a certain maneuver happens, but it's got to happen right now. And this is the effectively ruination of the relationship between a person and a horse. I can tell you that from personal experience.
So I don't know how it was for you, but for me it was right from the beginning about having this great connection with my horse, where we have such a relationship that even no words are needed. That we can do something amazing together, explore something new together, become something together, are independent from others because we are on our own journey, and that this journey, this time together, feels so good also to my horse, that my horse would say exactly the same how amazing it feels. That I would clearly feel and see that my horse values, likes, loves to be with me and explore things together.
I had the same thing, right? I had the dream as a kid without a horse that I used to watch Flicker and Fury and Mr. Ed, and it was my dream to be able to have these sort of relationships with a horse. That is, it's like they're your super friend. They're connected. I wanted to be connected almost mentally and in muscles and in nerves and everything else. And then I found out about horsemanship and Pirelli horsemanship, and I thought, yes, this is it. We finally get this connection that we've dreamt about. And for me, we never got that connection. Of course, I could do a lot of things. I could do liberty in any pasture. I could ride bridleless and bareback and stop and turn and everything else. But all of it felt to me like it was obedience trained. It was conditioned. It was demanded. It had to be done by the horse, or there were consequences that were really not very comfortable. So this was not what I was looking for, but it was a hell of a lot better than what I had before. But it was not the path that I wanted. So we were looking for much more. And what about you, Francie?
Very, very similar. So I won't repeat what you just said because it's so similar. The big thing is, the more we became ambitious and trying our all, with our all of our effort to become the good equestrians we got told to be, the more we really disconnected and got further away from where we wanted to be.
I think it's something else. It was not just what we felt, right? But yes. The more that we conditioned our horses, the more we made them do it, the more demanding we did it, the more they shut down. The more they became obedient. Yes, I'll do it. But they did it with a look in their face and a movement in their body that was just not, it was not nice. It really felt like we'd said that they have to be our slaves. They had to be the robot horse. And it's like the lights went out inside. Would you agree with Casper? Felt like that,
yes, yeah? Absolutely. So my first horse, my white Arabian horse, he got to the place that he fully shut down. He was there physically, but inside of him there was nobody. And then also over the last years we were sometimes boarding our horses in bigger stables and already stables that are thinking differently, more natural, like open stables, active stables they're called in Germany. And still, if you look at the people and observe them, the way how they are with a horse is like, you sometimes hear them talking about, especially when they're not with a horse, you would think, man, they're horse lovers, they love the horse, they would do everything for the horse. But when you actually see them in their daily life with a horse, it looks like they're in a fight. It looks like they're in a misery, they're unhappy, they're scared, they are overwhelmed with all of the negativity which is going on within them, that you sometimes think, why are you even with your horse if it's turning out to be such a horrible time? So this is something we see over and over, that the people, the horse lovers, they turn mad almost. And then also, if you look, like Tony talked a lot about also horsemanship, it doesn't matter in which endeavor you look, it really turns out that the horses, they end up having to look like almost the same. Like if you look in dressage, like Tony said, they have to do the transition here, they have to have this frame and all of that. Like almost, it's like every horse, every individual horse has to look the same. Like they all turn into almost, however you want to say it, machines, robots.
Motorbikes on four legs.
Yes. And of course, if you look in English dressage or more classical dressage or working equitation, they have maybe different breeds. Maybe the horses and the riders have to wear different outfits and wear different equipment. So in that way it looks maybe a little different. But it's still, the horses turn into those machines and robots. So what means the horse love, the horse obsession and fascination gets swapped with that you turn into that technician, into that mechanic who installs or conditions something into your horse, which then ends up that it doesn't feel good anymore.
So what we were looking for, certainly what I was looking for, and I believe Francie as well, is to have this relationship and connection with the horse where it's like we can have a conversation, we can have a dialogue with our horse. That is, the horse is fully involved in the discussion, it's fully involved in the process, fully involved in what's offered when we request something, and a lot of times the horse can even offer something that maybe we didn't even request. And then they are not told this is disrespectful, this is not what we wanted, they're not chastised for it, they're actually allowed to do this. Now I just put a proviso on this. We're not saying that the horse can run over you, can run through people, run through fences, or push through the halter like it doesn't exist. That's not what we're talking about. You still need absolutely safety, and you need some control so that you are safe, the horse is safe, other horses are safe around, and other people are safe around. So that's not what we're saying. But once that basic safety and control is there, then what we love to do is have the communication, the conversation and the dialogue with our horses so that they can be involved in the process. And this is an absolute game changer. This changes the whole relationship. It changes the connection. It starts to feel like the connection that people really, really want, because the horse is showing up and showing his inner light, his inner diamond comes out, and they start to do all of these things with you, not because of you. It's crazy good.
So it means this now detaches you from micromanaging the horse, what to do, how to do, when to do, like the shoulder in has to be 30 degrees. Maybe you explore it at 40 or 45 degrees. So also with what Tony said, additionally, is that you now have the flexibility to have this wonderful conversation with your horse. Because what really often turns up with riders, that they have almost this, is it pre-rehearse? Like they do the same things over and over. So they dull down, the horse dulls down. There is no exploring. It's just, right now I don't know the English word.
Well, they're doing the same thing again each day or each session because it didn't work last time. And right now they
it's like
don't
choreography.
Yeah, they don't have an alternative. And man, I know this feeling. For years I did this. It was like, you think about before you go out for the ride or the session, you think, oh my God, I don't want to do this again. It was horrible. And then you get stuck in the loop. It's like you're in Groundhog Day, for those people who remember that movie. And you just do the same shit over and over, because the horse is trying to defend himself to a certain degree. And then you get upset, your emotions come up, and then you start to do things to the horse again to get them to do what you want in obedience, and then all the shit flies out. It's horrible. It's just time after time. It's a scenario that so many folks with horses go through, and I know they don't want to go through it.
And the great news is that there's a different way. There's a pathway where you can have this great connection, communication with your horse, where you can detach yourself from everything that does not make you feeling good or your horse. And if you feel intrigued by those conversations, by those different thoughts, perspectives, mindsets, then you should really click the subscribe button, as we will publish more videos about those topics, and especially how you can get started yourself on your own journey with your own horse in your own arena.
Absolutely. Then we say, see you next time.